Hello, my name is Henry R. Mockingbird, your host with the mustache.
I'm Gary.
If you remember, about a year ago, Gary and I reviewed our first review, Gold Diggers of 1933, and in that review and several other reviews, I talked about a certain other movie, 42nd Street. And oddly enough, this was the movie we were supposed to review for our second episode. And to celebrate our 1 year anniversary, we are finishing what we started a year ago and reviewing 42nd Street. So let's go and meet those dancing feet as we go down 42nd Street. 42nd Street is about a Broadway star starring in a Broadway play before getting her ankle broken and having to be replaced by a newcomer. What do I think? Well, I'll tell you. I really like it. I'll put this movie in the same category as Gold Diggers of 1933. Do keep in mind, I did bring up a lot about 42nd Street in other videos, so whatever I brought up in those videos, I'm not going to bring them up here. Before we talk about the characters, let's get into a little history. This movie would start or launch the careers of many, including Ruby Keeler, Dick Powell, Ernest Merkel, and Ginger Rogers, and many more. 42nd Street was supposed to be directed by Mervyn LeRoy until he got sick, so the movie ended up being directed by Lloyd Bacon. But before Mervyn LeRoy left, he suggested Ginger Rogers, who ended up getting the part because Mervyn LeRoy was dating her. 42nd Street was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. Dance choreography was done by Busby Berkeley, who also directed the film alongside Lloyd Bacon. Like a lot of the movies I do on this show, 42nd Street is pre-coded. A good example of this is when Peggy walks into Billy getting dressed, or the leg scene.
I want some bracelets and everything. Daddy, you better get the best.
Before I talk about the characters, I'm going to talk about the story arcs in the movie. The first story arc with Julian Marsh, the director. Julian Marsh was sick at the time but took the project anyway. Julian Marsh gets mad when something goes wrong. He's trying to make a good product but has trouble making it. And he only has a very little time to do it. He gets frustrated when the people don't give him what he wants. And I can kind of relate to that. Julian Marsh is played by Warner Baxter, who was also in Stand Up and Cheer starring Shirley Temple. The second storyline revolves around Dorothy Bruck, the star, who secretly sings her boyfriend, Pat Denning. The fact that they have to keep their relationship a secret really makes you sympathize with the two. And she really wants to be with him, but she can't break out of the cage she's in. And later in the film, she says that it was a broken ankle that made her do it. And then we have some of the side characters like Lolly, played by Ernest Merkel, who was also in Broadway Melody of 1936. Then then there's Julian Marsh's assistant, Andy Lee, played by Georgie Stone, who was also in Some Like It Hot.
Goodbye, Charlie.
No, Spats, no. No, Spats, please, no, no.
And then there's Guy Kibbee. If you remember my Gold Diggers of 1933 review, I said he was best known for playing a sugar daddy. And this is another film that really shows it. And then we have another appearance by Charles Lang. And then there's Ned Sparks, who has a few good one-liners, like this one.
Did you ever leave your wife sitting alone in a nightclub holding the check?
Seriously, how is that supposed to be funny?
I don't know what it is, Gary. I just find that line to be rather funny. Then there are the songs like Shuffle Up to Buffalo. And there's You're Getting to Be a Habit with Me.
Every hug seems to act just like a drug. You're getting to be a habit with me.
And You're Young and Healthy.
I'm young and healthy, and you've got charms. It really is sin not to have you in my arms.
And the best one of all, the theme song.
Come and meet those dancing feet. On the avenue, I'm taking you to 42nd Street. Here's the beat of dancing feet. It's a song I love, the melody of 42nd Street. Little nifties from the 50s, innocent.
Can we go through one review without you going into a dance scene?
I talked about most of the ups of the film. What are the downs of the film? Well, to be honest, there aren't any. But until the next review, this is Henry R. Mockingbird, your host with the mustache, signing off. I give the film 5 stars. Do not forget to comment down below, push like and subscribe, and ring bell for new contact. If you'd like to request an old school movie on this show, please do so by requesting it in the comments.